Okay, guys, God bless you. Here we go again. Enough's enough. I've had enough. Okay, guys, so did you know that Ukraine launched a digital currency? Did you know that? No? Uh-huh. Remember I told you in one of my videos that they're playing the most unusual spiel at the WEF. It's like they're trying to sell timeshares in Cancun. Have any of y'all ever been to a foreign country where they try and sell you a timeshare? I have. I was like, dude, really? Okay, this is like a timeshare thing. I mean, it's just a little glorified timeshare. Watch what they were playing at the WEF. Watch this. And then, know this. A digital currency and a digital ID was launched in Ukraine just a few days ago. Watch this. Okay, here we go. I'm going to play this real quick. The Ukraine has, let's see, here you go. I want you to listen to this. Just look at your screen for a sec, and then we're going to play something that they played at the WEF. Ukraine just silently announced it's the first country to implement the WEF's Great Reset by setting up a social credit application combining universal basic income, a digital identity, a vaccine passport, all within their DIIA app. Now, you see the word DIIA right there, DIIA? Now, I know y'all are going to find this hard to believe, but remember I told you how they like to communicate in Latin, like the Catholic Church sings Mass in Latin. I used to go with my mom. Yeah, but the ones I've shown you is a bunch of different guys singing inside the Vatican to Lucifer donning his own creation, because that serpent race is becoming God. So let me show you something. Ready? You see DIIA? D-I-I-A? Watch this. Let's play the video, and then let me go show you DIIA.
Laid out this reality. Quietly, yesterday, Ukraine released their social credit score, digital ID, vaccine passport. Seek for Truth says Ukraine just silently announced it's the first country to implement the WEF's Great Reset by setting up a social credit application combining universal basic income, a digital identity, and vaccine passport, all within their DIIA app. DIIA app was released yesterday. Here, translated, is an article discussing it. Ukraine is the champion of digital identity with the DIIA app. If the conflict between Russia and Ukraine has put these two countries at the forefront of the international scene, we've learned that Kiev is the digital champion in digitalizing and centralizing everything. The government launched in 2020 an application called DIIA, which brings together identity card, passport, license, vaccination record, registration, insurance, health reimbursements, social benefits, and more. A model that we only know so far existing in China with the famous social credit score. So this was officially, codified yesterday.
Okay, so that was officially codified yesterday. Okay, now I think it's been a couple days since I got this. Okay, so now listen up. Remember, I told you, and I've shown you, and I haven't just told you, I've shown you the masses. They're singing to Lucifer donning his own creation inside of a snake. Okay, I wonder what that was. Could it be Genesis 1? And Elohim said, let us create man in our image? That's exactly what it is. That's why the whole altar is a bunch of angels melting into semen, because Genesis 1 verse 2 says, and the Spirit of God, Elohim, God's angels, magistrates, moved over the waters. And one of the words for waters in translation says semen. That's what the whole altar is. I've shown it to you. I've shown it over and over and over. Okay, ready? They launched their digital currency, digital ID. Now, here's what they were playing. Here's what they were playing at the WEF. Ready? Here we go.
Let's look 8 years ahead. 2030. The history of the new Ukraine is studied all over the globe. Why? Because Ukraine became the most digital and convenient country in the world. Scripts have replaced bureaucrats. 500,000 former public servants are successfully integrated in the new economy. No more red tape, but paperless. No more banknotes, but cashless. Yes, we became the first country to abandon paper money. Ukraine now has the best tax system for the IT industry and the most affordable e-residency. Thanks to Ukrainian engineers and programmers, the R&D centers of the world's top technology companies operate successfully, and Ukraine ranks first in the world by the number of startups per capita. Ukrainian courts are guided by artificial intelligence, and all notarial acts take place online. Ukrainian customs is fully automatic and the fastest in the world. Customs clearance and car registration can now be done in 3 clicks from your smartphone. Because of war and internal migration, we have built the most flexible and modern digital education. Brave military and civilians get quality treatment with modern remote monitoring and e-health systems. Ukraine also has the most effective cyber defense in the world. After the horrors of 2022, Ukraine focused on security systems. Now every production facility has its air defense system, and the sleep of Ukrainians is protected by an ultra-modern Iron Dome. The Ukrainian government is digital, more like an IT company in terms of the efficiency of implementing decisions, and one can register a land plot, start construction, open a business or get a license, and register a car or real estate from a smartphone, automatically, in 1 click. Ukraine is the freest and digital. This is all because international partners and the world's leading technology companies supported the Digital for Freedom initiative and united to help Ukraine recover through digitalization. Building a new Ukraine together, free and the fastest, brave and digital.
There you go, guys. Well, what do you think about that, huh? DIIA. Okay, so during that wonderful pitch for a new place in Ukraine, I hope you're excited about it. Yeah, the first digital, everything's digital. You can start it all in the Ukraine. That's the way they recovered. That's the way they were able to get recovered and everything get going again. Of course. Now watch. Here it is, DIIA. See, DIIA. It's DIIA City. Now, pay attention. I wonder what DIIA is in Latin. Got my buddy Cory to thank for this one. Okay, so there you go. DIIA. Gods. Gods. Yeah, DIIA City. DIIA, because see those other gods are man melded with machine. It's Daniel 12, iron mixed with miry clay. And in the days of those kings, the great God shall set up a kingdom that shall never be destroyed, and the rock that was hewn from the quarry without hands will crush all these other kingdoms. You know, the miry clay mixed with the iron, the graphene that's in everybody now. There you go. Okay, it's here. They've done it. DIIA, gods. It's no accident. Okay, just one more time. Watch. Just watch this. Watch this pitch. Here we go.
Let's look 8 years ahead. 2030. The history of the new Ukraine is studied all
The first European tiger, Ukraine. Isn't that fascinating? First European tiger. Interesting.
over the globe. Why? Because Ukraine became the most digital and convenient country in the world. Scripts have replaced bureaucrats. 500,000 former public servants are successfully integrated in the new economy. No more red tape, but paperless. No more banknotes, but cashless. Yes, we became the first country to abandon paper money. Ukraine now has the best tax system for the IT industry and the most affordable e-residency.
See these screenshots I'm showing you, I'm just screenshotting right out of their little presentation to buy a timeshare in Ukraine.
Thanks to Ukrainian engineers and programmers, the R&D centers of the world's top technology companies operate successfully, and Ukraine ranks first in the world by the number of startups per capita. Ukrainian courts are guided by artificial intelligence, and all notarial acts take place online. Ukrainian customs...
Okay, I don't know about you guys, but did you hear that?
Ukrainian courts are guided by artificial intelligence.
This is not a joke. I mean, I'm serious. I know. It's almost like I'm like, okay, is this like a Saturday nights live sketch or something going? No. They're playing this crap at the WEF. There's a statue of a woman with ram's horns next to a guy taking off his mask, a guy with a mask on that's got a dead sheep on his head at the courthouse in New York, for God's sakes. The Vatican's a snake, for the Lord God's sake. The largest altar in the world is a dead sheep. People come up to me and say, Johnny, I drew a picture of you with a dead sheep on my face. Do you get it? I told you. Everything I told you is happening now. And the sea shall turn terrible before your very eyes, and the terrible one shall be elevated within the sea. What do you think's going on? What do you think all this is? The terrible one is being elevated within the sea of humanity. And you can see it live every day now. That means the king's coming. The king's coming. Jesus is coming. There's death, doom, and destruction's coming for this planet. Guaranteed. Just look. Just look. Y'all ready to see that sheep commercial yet? Yeah? I told you in the last video. You want to see a sheep commercial? The transformation of the sheep? Yeah? Pay attention. You gotta pay attention, guys. Okay, commercial coming up, but I just want you to look at those screens again. Cashless. DIIA. Gods. Okay, remote monitoring. What the hell? Remote monitoring. Wait a minute. Remote monitoring? What does that mean exactly? Oh, well, we'll get you under the skin. Don't worry about it. We'll monitor you remotely with your chip. Y'all getting this? Gods, DIIA. Don't believe me? Let's do it. Let's do it. Ready? DIIA equals gods in Latin. Type in DIIA. D-I-I-A. In Latin. English. Gods. Oh, and Elohim said, let us make man in our image. Elohim. Gods. I told you. You can't even think this up. Do you understand? You couldn't think this up. This is impossible. Yep, DIIA, and I'm sure it's probably got a meaning in their own language, Ukrainian too. However, seeing the way they do things and keeping an eye on the way they do things makes things very obvious. Now it's time to do a sheep commercial. Let's do a sheep commercial. By the way, I went and double-checked that over and over again on the God thing, and it's yep. And then I went and double-checked some of the Vatican, and what I really found interesting was, you know, Vatis, like Vatican, from the root Vatis and can, serpent, means a mouthpiece of a deity. See it? Mouthpiece of a deity, oracle. It basically means divining serpent, or mouthpiece of the serpent. Well, does that make sense? Listen, if the word Vatican means mouthpiece of the serpent, the building is a serpent. Well, who's the guy that talks in it? The Pope. Who's he? The mouthpiece of the serpent. And when you see the list of popes, there's a big, carving under the list, and it's a guy in a slave collar that's a beast. Does this all make 100% perfect sense now? Why is a guy in a slave collar that's a beast? How come when you turn it upside down, it's a locust coming out of the pit? Because the Pope is the mouthpiece of the serpent race. It's a no-brainer. It's done. They're busted. He's caught. Do you understand the angel of the bottomless pit has been caught now? I don't know if you guys really understand this. The Lord has allowed me to catch and prove the angel of the bottomless pit being real, his home on earth, how he's running the show, what he's doing, the way he speaks, the way he communicates, and he turns the whole world upside down. And if you want to see the truth, just invert the whole world. This is insane. It's totally insane. Okay, so yeah, Vatican and DIIA. Let's do it. Let's get a Latin translator up here. Okay, I want to do it live right in front of you. Translate Latin to English. There it is. Ready? Latin. Enter text. DIIA. Okay, I just did it right in front of you. DIIA. Gods. There it is. Ready?
DIIA.
DIIA.
Gods.
See?
DIIA.
DIIA.
Gods.
Oh, digital gods for sure. And the Bidens over in Ukraine, does it all make sense now? Joe Biden, you're not getting your $80 billion. Drop all the stuff that might investigate my son, Hunter. Come on, guys. This is a joke now. Hunter and Joe Biden are sellouts. They sold all these people out. They're one of the most corrupt, evil groups of people on the earth. The Biden family, evil. They sold all y'all out. They sold everyone out for money. These guys are servants of Satan all the way, man. Anyway, there it is. DIIA. There it is. DIIA.
Gods.
There you go. Okay, now let's just make sure that that's what they said. Let's make sure. Let's.
Let's look 8 years ahead.
Okay, so they're showing all the turmoil. Now, can you imagine? This is like pitching to any country. Well, see, just 8 years ago, these guys were in turmoil, and look what we've done now with DIIA. Well, we're going to digitalize your country. I know it was a mess, war-torn, but we'll fix it.
2030. The history of the new Ukraine is studied all over the globe. Why? Because Ukraine became the most digital and convenient country in the world. Scripts have replaced bureaucrats. 500,000 former public servants are successfully integrated in the new economy.
Oh, by the way, I just saw that right here. I went and looked it up. See right there? That's DIIA in the I guess, Ukrainian. I saw it right there. I went and looked it up.
The new economy. No more red tape, but paperless. No more banknotes, but cashless. Yes, we became the first country to abandon paper money. Ukraine.
There it is. DIIA City. See it? Okay, so in Latin, that would be gods. Just saying. No big deal. Okay. So in staying in line with all the sheep stuff that they like to put out there, whether or not it's the Vatican altar being a dead sheep, male and female reproductive systems, whether or not it's a coffee barista saying, Jonathan, hey, I drew a picture of you, and it's a dead sheep with a serpent eating me, no big deal. Whether or not it's my wife saying, honey, I'm sorry, I've been a bitch. I got you a card with the serpent eating a sheep on it as well. Whether or not it's a statue in downtown Grand Junction of a guy hugging a girl, but it's really a serpent killing a sheep. Or whether or not it's a hieroglyph of Akhenaten and Nefertiti, where it's a guy that's a serpent being impregnating a girl on her knees, and he's holding a hybrid kid, and then the head of the kid is a dead sheep and a reptile, and the mother's leg becomes a serpent killing her own child. No big deal. And it's a sheep. No big deal. Serpents killing sheep left and right. I've got so many of them in the folder. At this point, now I got Ruth Bader Ginsburg alongside the statue next to it, which is some guy, looks like, obviously like a Roman politician wearing a mask with a dead sheep on top of his head, but that's no big deal. Don't worry about it. Okay. Let me show you a sheep commercial. Okay, here we go. Okay, looks like the sheep got out of the gate. Here we go. We're different because you're different. Pay attention. We're different because you're different. Do you remember? Now think of the whole collective. All of humanity is different because, no, Klaus. Remember, Klaus, it's not what you're doing that's going to be different. It's you that are going to be different. See, we're going to make sure you're different. Human 2.0. Got to change that DNA with RNA. Go get them. Y'all figured it out now? This is as obvious as it gets. Okay, here we go. Let's do the sheep commercial one more time. Here we go. We're different because you're different. Okay, here we go. Watch what happens.
Hi, we're Cox Mobile, a new kind of mobile company that sees you for you.
A new kind of mobile company that sees you for you. Let me show you what the inferred meaning is. You see the lightning bolt? What would that infer? Could it be Satan? Cast down. But all of us that got cast down became part of that. We're the sheep that got cast down. But what's on the sheep's back right there? Why did they frame that up right under those wings like a butterfly or a moth? Because the transformation has occurred. The sheep, which was the host body system used to get an angel and a demon in the same host body system and wash the sheep out of the system over the length of the earth. That's the whole deal. Then you have a new race, the serpent race. That's what the whole world's all about. That's what the Lord let me prove. I've got so much data and so much proof. It's ad infinitum. It's over and over and over and over. It's impossible to disprove what the Lord's given me. There you go. There he is with his lightning bolt. He's got his little wings on his back. Now let's go get the other ones.
Plans that fit you based on the data you need, no matter who you are. Because we know the one thing you're not is everyone else. Cox Mobile. We're different because you're different.
There you go. We're different because you're different. All glory to the King. All glory to God. Guys, the Radican's a snake. Did you see that commercial? Can't you see how obvious things have become now? They don't even care. All right. I love you in Christ, guys. God bless.